Day 12. Holy cow. The days are flying by. So it's Limu. Juice fast day 12. I'm down 8.8 pounds, which I'm excited about. My skin is totally almost clear. I have pretty good energy until about 3, and then I get really sleepy, or at least I did yesterday. But overall, I'm sleeping well, getting up with no problem. Yeah, everything's pretty good. Not super hungry anymore. And when I am hungry, it just means it's time to drink a juice, and so then I do. So there is kind of an odd phenomenon that I put out to the support group, the Facebook support group, that apparently is pretty common, so you might as well be prepared for it and know that it's pretty common so that you don't feel like a weird freak like I did until I realized that everybody else was doing it. So what happened was I had been indulging in Googling images of food. Like I was watching Nurse Jackie and they were talking about samosas. Apparently they needed an Indian translator, and so they went to this Indian restaurant and they bought like 50 samosas, and I was like, samosas. And I don't even like Indian food. So like I went online and I started looking like, what's in a samosa? Would I be able to have that after this is over? And I find myself doing that a lot. Like yesterday I spent a whole bunch of time watching Tasty Vegan, which is like videos about recipes for vegans. Now, every single recipe I was like, ain't nobody got time for that. Because vegan recipes are really complicated to make. If you don't believe me, go look and see what's involved in making vegan Swedish meatballs. Then go look at what's involved in making regular Swedish meatballs and compare the two. Ain't nobody trying to be crushing some damn nuts, making some kind of thing that looks like gravy but ain't gravy out of God knows what. So, anywho, but it's still fun to watch. And I was feeling a little bit guilty because I was like, oh, maybe I'll try this vegan restaurant when this fast is over, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, it's what everybody who's done long-term fast does to stay a little bit sane. So apparently it's okay. But, woo, child. Last night, my husband made quesadillas for the kids. That doesn't even sound that, extravagant or luscious or decadent, but man, I was looking at those quesadillas and the cheese coming out the side. It was all I could do not to eat some. And I don't even eat dairy. So that's probably the biggest challenge right now. Because day 12 is like long enough in that I haven't had food in a long time, but not quite far enough in that I'm like, oh, day 60, it's right there. So what does help is to kind of think about it in 5-day increments. So right now I'm just focusing on getting to day 15. And then once I get to day 15, I'm focusing on getting to day 20. Oh, and by the way, at day 20, I have every intention of sharing with you guys some progress pics. So you can see day 0 and day 20. And then you'll be able to see day 0 and day 20 and day 40. And then you'll be able to see day 0 and 20 and 40 and the end. So that's the plan. So let's see. What diet are we on as far as review? Can't remember. Well, I guess I could tell you about my experience with doing an elimination diet. So I might have already explained to you guys that I don't really like to cook at all, although at some point I might speak about that differently, so I have a different experience of cooking. But for right now, I really don't. So when I did an elimination diet, and it was to help my skin, because those of you may recall from day 3 or 4, or whatever day it was when I showed you, I think I showed you the picture of my skin before and after, and it was definitely worse than this. So, but I'll show it again. So my skin was like really horrific, and I didn't know why, and it had been like that for like 15 years at that point. So I went to see a holistic doctor in Pennsylvania, Dr. Michael Chaikin. Check him out if you happen to be in Pennsylvania because he's awesome and he takes insurance. So one of the things that he said, which was really awesome, is he was like, well, all your skin everywhere else is really beautiful. So I think we're going to be able to get you to beautiful skin all over the place. And I was like, ooh, I like that. That sounds good. And then he said, I have a feeling that it's probably something that you're consuming. And he actually pinpointed it right away that he thought it was hormonal because the timing of when my skin started to get bad was right around the time that I stopped taking the pill, and then I got pregnant right away. So he felt like that probably wreaked havoc on my hormones. And in case you didn't know, if you get regular old Kraft cheese or regular old chicken, a lot of times it's been shot up with all kinds of hormones. And so that also can wreak havoc. And so he was saying that the dairy and the poultry, the hormones that have been injected into the poultry and coming through in the dairy, like the eggs and stuff like that, was what was making my skin continue to be really bad. So in order to be completely thorough, he had me do this total elimination diet that eliminated any potential allergens, peanuts, nightshades, on and on and on and on and on. Dairy, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, ain't nobody got time for that. There was no way I was going to be trying to figure out how to cook a meal with so many things taken out of my repertoire. So I hired somebody. I hired this woman, and she gave me food for a month. She would deliver it once a week. It wasn't ridiculously expensive, and the food was really yummy. So that's what I did. And it was kind of like Jenny Craig, except like uber organic and healthy. Cost about the same as Jenny Craig. But it was totally personalized to me. It was like all the foods that I loved, all the things that I love to eat. And if I recall, I did probably lose about the same amount of weight that I lost on paleo, but I wasn't doing it for weight loss. And it did turn out to be the hormones in the dairy that was the skin issue. So I didn't learn anything else about myself other than that, which I kind of knew going into it. But if you get an opportunity to do elimination diet and you happen to know somebody who could cook allergen-friendly foods for you, although this was a long time ago and now it's much easier to get them, anyway, I would recommend you do it. And if you're having any skin issues, try eliminating dairy and poultry and see if that helps. Or try being really vigilant about only using organic. Like I didn't order poultry out at all anymore. And if I did have dairy, I brought it in my purse and I handed it to the waiter. And I said, please make me a cheeseburger with this cheese. They would do it. So that's what I got for you today. This is a longer video than usual because I had a whole lot to say. I hope that's okay. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.